We're glad that you are joining us today. We believe that God has a special word for you and for your family. And if you have a student in your life, this show is for you. We know that God is doing incredible things, and He's pouring information, equipping you to equip your student to love the Lord with the entirety of their mind.
Right.
And so normally we have a challenge during this portion, but because we have Pastor Bobby Miner, we thought it would be fun to talk about what a practical way that you have this last weekend done what we are talking about, having this winning team. So share with us what y'all, your church did on Saturday. You can tell we're from Texas.
Yeah.
We're y'all
Y'all.
over the place, but share with us what happened on Saturday.
Okay, well, really just kind of adding to what Irma just shared with us, I recently became the lead pastor of a church that I called home for 11 years, and we're right in the middle of a community in North Fort Worth that is 95% Hispanic, but at the same time we merged the church that I'd been pastoring, which ironically enough meets in the gym of a local elementary school, and we've been able to do some really cool things there. But in the past 4 weeks, one of the first things that I did was reach out to every elementary school principal in that area. There are 4 elementary schools that are like so close that are a part of a pyramid, and I just wanted to make contact with them. And through one of my first connections, we just brought up the idea of what would it look like if, since this past weekend was a 5th Sunday weekend, what would it look like if we just came out and served your school and loved on your school, doing whatever it is that you wanted us to do and needed to be done. And so this past Saturday we had over 40 volunteers from our church. We had another 10 or 15 parents from the school, and in addition to the principal, Mr. Schultze, there's also another 4 or 5 staff from the school, all working together, all serving together. I would say a living example of truly a winning team.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, your church is primarily Hispanic, right? You've got a Latino church, right?
Sí.
Yes. So you have a lot of bilingual folks
Absolutely.
that can serve the community in a
Right.
unique way. So what kinds of things did you see the Lord doing specifically through a Latino church that way in the community?
Well, there's lots of opportunities. What we just did this past Saturday was simply a starting point, and we did a lot of things there, from hanging college pennants in down the hallway. I actually posted a picture on the Faith and Education, or Raising the Standards Facebook page. But so that way these students who many times are told that you'll never be anything, you'll never do anything, every day when they walk down the halls of the school, they see pennants from literally every university in America every day. It's just right there in front of them. We did things. We built pallet furniture they have like a reading garden outside where kids can go out and just read and just have quiet time, journal. We did some things like that, and then we did a few other things there to kind of serve that community. But that's just one example. There's another school down the street where we've already received several invitations to go and participate in things that are just really designed to help challenge, encourage, and motivate the students to succeed beyond what anybody would think that they're capable of.
That's fantastic, because I think that what I hear from college students is that some felt like certain colleges were out of reach. So to let them know that any college is within reach and that they need to dedicate themselves, that really when they go to school, that it is a time of worship. It is
Absolutely.
a time for them to be focused on what the Lord has for them in that season, that they're really walking missionaries
Right.
in their school. And so if you're a student that's watching today, we want you to be encouraged. We want you to know that God has placed you in that school for this time, and that you can make an impact in a totally different way than your mom, than your dad, than your pastor. You are really walking with the presence of God that goes before you, that is in you. He is Emmanuel. He is God with us.
Yeah.
And so He's walking with you down those hallways. And every friend that you have, there's a reason that they're in your life. And so I would encourage you to think about and be intentional with that time, and think about how you can be ministering to your teachers, how you can be ministering to this team that we're talking about,
Right.
pastors and teachers and students, and so and your parents as well. But going back to what you were saying, I love that you guys made pallets. That it's not. Sometimes you wouldn't think to yourself, I'm going to help a school and make a
Right.
pallet furniture, chair. But
Right.
what a creative way to do that, and to emphasize that reading is important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and one other thing to me that was just so cool about this experience was we saw a wide range of people serving together. We had people from our church that are definitely older, even older than me, that probably don't see what they can contribute to the kingdom that we're out there serving. And then we have young couples and young singles that were out there all serving alongside each other. So it was really almost like a generational serving opportunity as well.
What's so neat, I think, if you have bilingual church members, is that you can read in Spanish to your students, and that any type of reading is going to be beneficial to them. And so you can find books that are in English and Spanish or bilingual. I know that many books have where you can read in English at the top and then Spanish.
Right.
That's what we do in our home with our 5-year-old. We'll read in English, and then I read it right afterwards in Spanish so that she can start getting a hold of the language. So anyway, what a great way to serve the community. Thanks for sharing with us.
Oh, my pleasure.
Appreciate it. I'm thrilled that we get to introduce you to